Hi there, I'm going to talk about the Greek Cabala now. Greek alphabetic numerals are thought to have been invented in the Eastern Greek colony of Miletus, maybe as early as the 8th century BC. This alphabet contained three archaic letters, the gamma being 6 koppa or 90 and sampi, which is 900, which continued to be used with the 24 letters of the classical Greek alphabet, giving 27 letters in all. Enough symbols to represent the 9 integers, 9 multiples of 10, and 9 multiples of 100. The innovative idea of using sound symbols to denote numbers was later carried across the Mediterranean during the period that followed the Alexandrian era, known as the Hellenistic Age, 338 to 30 BC. It is thought that the Greek Milesian system replaced all other systems during the centuries that followed the Macedonian conquests. Egyptians, Jews, Persians, and Arabs all adopted the Greek system of using letters as numbers. The system continued in use through the Roman period and into the Byzantine age. The number mysticism of isopsephy developed by the Greek philosopher Pythagoras is thought by some to be the origin of Cabala. He is the first recorded figure in history to elevate numbers into the sphere of philosophy. He studied the connection between music and numbers and developed the idea that numbers were the key to the nature of the universe. Pythagorean doctrines formed the basis of Platonism in the 1st century AD. Together they flourished as Neoplatonism in the 3rd century. The term isophefus came from the Greek meaning iso equal, cephes pebble, since it was common practice for the Greeks to use patterns of pebbles or stones to learn arithmetic. Such pebbles were also called calculi, the origin of the word calculate. Isophefis generally consists of determining the numerical value of a word or group of letters and relating it to other words by means of this value. The Greeks also composed poetry in the forms of distichs and epigrams in which isophacy was used to calculate the number of each line with the same value for each line. Pythagoras. The Greek genius Pythagoras was born in 582 BC. The son of a stonecutter, he studied at the temple of Melchizedek, where Jesus is said to have studied 600 years later. Learning Greek philosophy, he was tutored by the Egyptian priest of Isis in Thebes and studied the mysteries of Adonis in Phoenicia and Syria. Jewish rabbis taught him the secret traditions of Moses, and he was initiated into the Babylonian and Chaldean mysteries, where it said he studied with Zoroaster. Further east, he studied in Hindustan with Brahmin priests. He invented the word philosopher, meaning lover of wisdom. In 536 BC, Pythagoras established the first academy in history. The students received what Pythagoras considered the triangular foundation of all arts: occult mathematics, music, and astronomy. Since number was the underlying principle of all three sciences, the science of number was considered to be the origin of all things. Here, among esoteric lessons, the secrets of number vibration were given to a select few. The Pythagoreans considered a triangle to be the originator of all things, because it corresponds with the three attributes of deity, the creative trinity. This led Pythagoras to his famous theorem: the square of the hypotenuse of a right angle is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides. Pythagoras also studied music. He invented the seven-tone scale we use today. In doing this, he was able to add an eighth string to the seven-string lyre of Apollo, allowing musicians more variety to play various modes of eight. Pythagoras also noticed that the further from Earth the other planets were, the faster they moved. The friction caused by the movements produced various tones, which he related to the mathematical principle of the musical scale. He concluded that the planets sing, creating the music of the spheres, which is inaudible to the ear. This system was based on the secret doctrine of Orpheus, the patron of music and son of Apollo, god of music. Pythagoras also invented a wheel of letters with numbers and astrological signs on it that encircle the globe. By using the number of the inquirer's name by birth date, it was possible to foretell future events. He died at age 75 in 507 BC. Neoplatonism. Later in history, Pythagorean doctrines were reintroduced by between 427 and 347 BC, who placed great importance on geometry. His teacher was Socrates, and Plato himself taught Aristotle. In the 3rd century AD, both Pythagorean and Platonic schools of thought were amalgamated into the one philosophy called Neoplatonism. Among the Neoplatonists, the Hermetica, a book composed between the 2nd and 3rd centuries AD, and attributed to the Hermes Trismegistus, or thrice greatest Hermes. Neoplatonism used Pythagorean isosephy and the Platonic geometry of letter shapes to illustrate their philosophical concepts, stressing shape among the various qualities or attributes of letters. They believed that when God created order, all things were without proportion or measure. In other words, in chaos. God's first step was to set about reducing the elements of chaos in order to by giving them a defined pattern of shape and number. And I love listening to the sounds of the planets. And if you go to NASA or other astronomical sites, they have recording the sounds of the different planets, and it's wonderful to hear. Mars is like drums, and Sun is, and Saturn is wonderful, and you better listen to it. So, this was the Greek Cabala. It was just the background and history. I love you all. Be inspired. Bye for now.